Okay, so in this video, we'll be comparing the cameras between the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the once really good camera performer, the Nokia Lumia 1520. Now, for a quick rundown of the specs of these two phones, let's start with the 1520. Now, the 1520 has a 20 megapixel f2.4 aperture camera. It's a 26 millimeter wide angle camera, and it has autofocus and optical image stabilization as well. The optics are obviously Carl Zeiss optics, but you can't see it really on my one there because it has got erased, but it's more clear on this one. It says Pure View Zeiss, as you can see. I'm not using this phone for the comparison because its cameras don't work, but this one works fine. So Carl Zeiss optics, dual LED flash, and it has a panorama feature as well. 4K 30 FPS after the Windows Phone 8 update, and standard recording is at 1080p 30 FPS with stereo sound recording, which I'll be using to compare with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So let's keep that down for now, and let's grab the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So the iPhone 12 Pro Max has 3 cameras, and it has way more camera features than the 1520. So to level the playing field, I will not be comparing the other cameras on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I will not be comparing the features that the 1520 doesn't have. So we are only going to be comparing the features that both phones have together. So the 12 Pro Max has a 12 megapixel f1.6 aperture camera, also 26 millimeter, and it's a wide angle lens. It has sensor shift stabilization and all the great new technologies that 2020 and 2021 had to offer. It's also supported by a LiDAR scanner, which I can't really turn off. It's done by the software. The LiDAR scanner does support the phone's camera with depth and sharpness and accuracy and stuff like that. So I can't turn it off. But since it is also a part of the camera module, we'll include it, obviously, as it's a new technology that is here to stay. It can record at 4K 60 FPS, and it has slow motion and all that stuff. Like I said, I won't be comparing what the 1520 doesn't have. I will not be trying to bring those up in this comparison. So it's a even playing field comparison. And I will be comparing the video in 1080p. This at 60, that at 30, because that's all it does. The 1520 only does 30 FPS. So we will compare them side to side and see what they are like, and see if the 1520 can stack up to the iPhone 12 Pro Max in a certain way. Because in my previous comparisons, the Microsoft Lumia 950 and the other phone which I did, the Nokia 808 Pure View. So those two phones compared really well to the iPhone 12 Pro Max in the proper lighting conditions. And there are some of you that were not happy with how I conducted the comparisons. As you were saying that the Nokia has more settings, ISO settings. Just to point out, this is a point and shoot. I'll be not messing with the ISO settings on the Nokia. But this comparison is a basic point and shoot comparison. So just to get that out of the way, it's a point and shoot comparison. All right, so now let's jump into some daytime photography with these two phones. Roll it. So firstly, let's take a look at daytime photos and video. The photos on the left will always be the 12 Pro Max, and the photos on the right will always be the Lumia 1520. Now for some nighttime photography. I gotta point out that in my past videos, people were not happy with the results and tend to hold these old Nokia phones to a way high standard than what they really are. Now I agree that these phones were once some of the best in terms of photography at their time and still do shoot amazing photos. However, you must realize that we are pitting a $400 phone from 2013 with outdated software against a $1,200 flagship phone with artificial intelligence processing from 2020. So you have to take things in perspective here. Now I must point out again that this is a point and shoot test, and I understand that the ISO and shutter times can vary the images for the Lumia 1520 a bit when you tend to adjust them. However, I found out that the most acceptable photos in low light came with all the settings turned to auto, as messing with the ISO and exposure usually ended up with stuff like this. So now let's jump into some nighttime photos. I'd like to warn you that the next clip is a video sample from the Nokia Lumia 1520 shot at night, which kinda looks like something straight from a horror movie. So if you're easily spooked, I'd look away right now if I was you. So finally, that's it for this video, and I thank you for watching it. Don't forget to hit that like button and check out my channel, and if you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.